What's up guys, Jake Lowry here, and today we're gonna fish for whatever will bite a fly rod, saltwater edition. So in my last video, we went to a bass fishing spot and the rain in Texas has just been freaking unbelievable. It has rained so much. Well, since last weekend, that hasn't changed and we've actually gotten more rain. We got about 2 inches of rain 2 days ago. So all of the bass fishing spots are just gonna be completely blown out. So naturally, I decided what's the best audible I can make to still catch fish and have fun, but also make a good video, and I think it's gonna be saltwater fishing. Usually when I go saltwater fishing, I throw bait, cut mullet, stuff like that, and I end up typically catching freaking venomous catfish. I don't know what it is about these stupid catfish, but I always freaking catch them, and I can't seem to catch anything else. So today I thought, why not mix it up? Let's try out the fly rod, which is a 9-weight fly rod that I have sized properly for this kind of stuff, and see what we can catch. And guys, I think we have good odds to catch a ton of fish today. The reason I think we have such good odds is because the fly rod will catch multi-species. We could catch redfish, we could catch trout, we could catch, I don't even know, anything that will bite a freaking minnow looking thing, the fly rod will catch. And not a lot of people are throwing it down here, guys. I freaking get crazy looks when I have a fly rod in Texas. I don't know what it is. I think in Louisiana people fly fish in saltwater for redfish, but not here, guys. Here it is like freaking bait fisherman heaven, and we're gonna mix it up and see if we can freaking kill it. So a little bit about the spot. I'm here in Port Arthur, Texas at the Sabine Lake. I have seen 40-pound redfish. I'm not kidding you. Giant redfish get caught right off this pier. The conditions are slightly weird. It is very foggy right now, but it's supposed to be really, really sunny this afternoon. And I believe the UV index is going to be extremely high, like off the charts high. So not a cloud in the sky, gonna be high pressure. Right now it's a slack tide and there's not a lot of wind. So I'm not too rushed into fishing, but once that tide starts to pick up and that current comes out, I think it's gonna happen, guys. I think we have some freaking great conditions. Now the only concern I do have though, is we've gotten so much rain and so much water has been flowing into Sabine Lake because this is an estuary. The water is kind of chocolate milk. Now, under first impression, it looks pretty bad, but if you look kind of right next to a pier, it looks like you have maybe 2 feet of visibility. You know, not as terrible as you would initially think, but still, you know, not ideal for a fly rod. There's people going out fishing today. I'm seeing fish jump. Let's get the fly rod rigged up. I'm gonna try to copy a trout fishing strategy that we use off the raft to see if that might help us catch saltwater trout. So I'll show you guys that rig in a second. We'll get this thing rigged up. We'll get the GoPro on and we'll freaking slay some saltwater fish on the fly rod. Guys, this is something that I have never done before, so gonna be a ton of fun. All right, guys, this is the fly rod I'm gonna be using today. The reel is a Redington Behemoth. I have bass fishing fly line on it. If I'm gonna use this for multiple applications, I feel like it's not that big of a deal. It's just floating fly line. And then the fly rod of choice is a Sage Launch. This is a 9-weight fly rod. My dad gave me the fly rod. I bought the fly reel. So special thanks to Pops for that one. Let's get this thing rigged up. I gotta get some more tippet on here, and then I'll show you guys the rig I'm gonna be using to catch these freaking saltwater fish. The fly of choice we're gonna be going with today, this fly right here, it is a Lefty Deceiver Minnow. I'm not sure the hook size, I believe it is 2/0, but it has these metal eyes that'll help it sink, and it is in a white and green color, and it has a little bit of flash right there. I picked up these flies from flyfishfood.com, which seems to be like the industry standard right now for fly fishing. Those guys are actually pretty cool. What's different about this rig than the rigs I'm gonna be typically using is I'm actually gonna fish 2 flies, so it's gonna look like a school of bait fish. So this is something we do with trout fishing too, and it helps that back fly get more action like this. But also, there are 2 flies swimming right next to each other. It looks more like a school of bait fish, and sometimes will make all the difference in the world when you're fishing for predatory fish. It's very, very simple from like a rig perspective, but from a fly fishing perspective, it might not be. So let's get this rigged up and let's see if we can catch some freaking fish. Okay guys, so the first thing that I'm gonna do today is put some tippet on the end of my leader. Leaders can be very, very expensive for fly fishermen, so definitely want to make sure that you use tippet. It'll help save the lifespan of your leader. Tippet is attached right there. Now let's get the first fly on and then we'll show you how to tie the second fly on. So first fly is on there. So the next thing you want to do is take a section of tippet, cut it off, and then all you do to get that second fly on there is you tie the same clinch knot but around your finger. So twist that line around your finger, and then once you reach the amount of twists that you guys think is acceptable, right now I'm gonna go with 5 to 6 twists. Then I tie that knot around my finger again. Make sure it's wet. Whenever you're doing clinch knots, you don't want to mess up the line. And then put that loop that you used around your finger and pull tight until you get a knot tied on the end of your hook, just like that. So you have 2 sections of line from either end of the fly coming off the end of the hook. Then cut the tag end and go 12 to 18 inches down from that bottom fly. The longer you go, the more action that bottom fly is gonna get, but the harder it's gonna be to cast. So 12 to 18 inches I feel like is the magic number. My old man does, you know, shorter than 12 inches because he can't cast. That is almost too short, and you're not gonna get as many bites because it looks like it's 1 fly versus, you know, 2 flies. So there's our rig right there. First fly, section of tippet, and then bottom fly. That is what's going to freaking slay the saltwater fish. All right, let me get organized for a second. I'll get the GoPro on and we're gonna start fishing. There's a concrete structure. I don't know if you guys could see that, kind of at the edge of this frame here, and it sticks way out into the water once this bank ends. And that's where I'm gonna fish because that's where I can get out into some of that deeper water and potentially hook a freaking giant. Before we go fishing though, guys, make sure you guys like the video if you like the fly fishing content. I know I'm not fly fishing traditionally for trout, but there's not a lot of people that are doing this in this area, and there's not a lot of people on YouTube that are fly fishing in general. So I think it's a great opportunity for me, but if you guys like it, make sure you like this video and subscribe so I know that you guys like it, and I'll keep making these. If you don't like it, don't like the video, I don't know what to say, but let's get fishing, guys. Hear he. They actually did a pretty good job at restoring this little area here. That's pretty nice looking up today, guys. I'm gonna start at the boat ramp. I know I probably shouldn't fish the boat ramp, but I'm seeing mullet jump, guys, and think that means what you guys think it means. It means big freaking fish. I've seen where like redfish will hang out by crazy structure and stuff. So I don't know if that's something that we might get into today. Hopefully we do. Again, guys, this water is pretty freaking muddy, but that doesn't mean we're not gonna catch anything. It just means we have a little challenge to overcome. Guys, this little deck here is pretty nice. Another thing that I can do in the saltwater area, and I mean, I'm not really a saltwater person, I just didn't grow up near it, is go crabbing from the bank. Don't need a boat. I can get freaking strings and crab pots, and all you really need is chicken. And if you get the right day, you can freaking slay crabs, guys. I'm not kidding you. Like, you could get a whole bushel of crabs just from the bank in this area. Originally, I'm from Baltimore, and you know, crabs are pretty famous for Baltimore, but a lot of the crabs from Baltimore get caught right in this area, Louisiana and Texas. So there are a ton of blue crabs here. That could be a potential option for catching fish. I just saw something hit the surface over here. Let's see if maybe we can hook them. Oh, bad cast, guys. There we go, better cast. Bear with me, guys. I've never casted a 9-weight other than the one video I made one on. So it's gonna be a little challenge today. And I'm also dealing with a freaking mosquito hole, so I might need to go put more DEET on. I tried my very best and did all my due diligence to bring freaking bug spray today, and I'm still getting chewed up. The freaking mosquitoes are just bad. This place is a mosquito hole. Crab! Guys, look. There's a little tiny crab right here. Little blue crab. See if we can catch him. That is so funny. Oh, 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 oh. He's got one claw. Oh, 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 oh. Come on, Mr. Crab. Come on. Nice, guys. Freaking crab fishing. Bird crab fishing. Man, that water is really flat on this side of this breakaway. This 9-weight really tosses these streamers well. I put on a different fly. I'll show you guys after this cast, once these birds get quiet, but I think it's gonna help in this dirtier water because of the color. All right, let's look at this. Here's the fly I put on, guys. It is a black bass fly, but it has a little curly tail on it, so maybe a little more action, and then also it's got some flash to it, but black will be way more visible than the white and green is in the freaking water. So that should help us get something, but I keep seeing like these little flashes on the surface, so maybe there are fish in here, guys, and we just haven't caught them yet. But right at this current break, oh no, oh no, that is not good, guys. That might be the end of the whole freaking thing. How did I manage that? Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, guys, how lucky is that? That's pretty impressive, guys. I literally got it out of that thing with freaking nails on it and bolts with no damage to the line or no tangles. All right, guys, little bit of a freaking spot switch. That other spot, it just was not happening. I don't think we were gonna catch anything. The water was too muddy. There's a ton of people there. The water's real deep. Wasn't seeing a lot of bait fish, so decided to switch spots. I think we spent like 30 minutes to an hour there, not too long. But what's behind me right here is the same body of water that I just fished. But if we turn around here, the intercoastal is right behind me, and this looks a lot clearer, and it looks like there's some bait fish swimming around here. So I'm gonna try to make a couple casts in this area here, and we'll see if we can pick anything up on that. With the fly rod, we're gonna use the same rig for now. I did bring the spinning rod, and we do have the option to audible to that if we don't have any luck on that, but we're gonna commit to the fly rod for a couple hours. So stay tuned, guys. Let's get the GoPro back on. Let's get freaking fishing. All right, guys, immediately driving past this, I'm seeing a bunch of bait fish hit the surface right here, and the water's way, way clearer. So let's cast in where we see these bait fish, and maybe, just maybe, there's a freaking giant fish waiting to eat it. Okay, yeah, you guys see those fish hit the surface as soon as my fly line hit the... Okay, guys, I just got a bite. Just got a bite. Not kidding, something bit it. Okay, what the heck? What is that? What is biting? Oh, guys, I'm getting bites. I'm getting bites. Immediately getting bites. What the heck? What is that, guys? That's so crazy. I don't know if I'm just like accidentally getting bait fish or what, but I mean, I am getting bites on this. Huh. I got like 4 bites in a row. Okay, let's cast it out a little further. Maybe those fish aren't willing to go up into the bank as far as, you know, we think. Yep. Fish, guys. Oh, it's not a bite? Are you serious? What is that? What is that? Someone's freaking braided line. Jesus. I hooked that like 4 times in a row. Huh. What a freaking got. I mean, I'm seeing a ton of bait. It feels like a freaking bite. It's kind of hard on the fly rod because the line's heavy to, you know, tell the difference between a bite and I guess someone else's line, and then you freaking pull up someone else's line. Great, guys. But I think there's a real problem in a lot of these saltwater spots around here, in particular because people come here and just trash the spots. Like the sign to the spot, see guys, it's just full of snags, which is crazy. The sign to the spot had like, you trash it, you lose it, meaning like they're not gonna open this place up anymore to fishermen if people keep freaking destroying it like they have been. So hopefully people, you know, change. I'm snagged right now. I'm not gonna go in the water because there are freaking alligators in this spot, so I might be screwed here, guys. Not gonna happen. Let's make a cast over here. Potential for a giant. It's really easy when you're fishing like this to get discouraged. I mean, just the conditions alone in freaking Texas have just been freaking terrible, guys. Like, we're talking bad. Like, I don't know what's going on with this. And it just like turned the whole state into a freaking mosquito hole. It's honestly worse on these rocks. And, okay. And it is just freaking problematic. It's like mosquitoes, rain, everything's muddy and blown out. And the fishing is just not where it needs to be for this time of year. It's really put a damper on it, guys. Really, really has. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up the video. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get it done today. I just think this weather in Texas that we've been having has been freaking ruining the fishing for the past couple weeks. It's been a couple weeks actually since I've caught a fish. I think it's been 3 weeks, so that's pretty unfortunate. But look at this water, guys. Look at what we're dealing with. I mean, the water is freaking chocolate milk, guys. It is like dark, dark brown. Anyways, guys, if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I will catch you next time.